Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lindsay. I'm Matt. Welcome back to My Town Eats. Today we're coming out of hibernation to visit a barbecue spot that's been open for almost 80 years.
Hey Townies, today we are in Mission Hills, which is in North San Fernando Valley at the Bear Pit, which has been open since 1946.
We're very excited to get inside and try this place, but before we do, make sure you like and subscribe below, guys.
Every time you like and subscribe, Matt does another bad pun.
That's right. We're up to like 700,000 by now. Anyway, we're gonna get inside, so we'll see you guys in there. Like and subscribe.
See you in there.
Okay, guys. Well, we're here. We've already placed our order. Lindsay's not a huge barbecue fan. There's, a word to the unknowns here.
I don't know why. I grew up in the Midwest, and apparently, I don't know, and have it. But what's really exciting is that our wonderful server has told us that they make all of their barbecue sauce here.
And they have since day one.
And since day one, she said. Like 70, or what is it, 60, 70 years?
Almost 80.
Oh wow, almost 80 years.
46, so yeah.
So we are all about that, right? Like making it's not processed. So I'm going to try, and maybe the Bear Pit will make me a barbecue fan.
Yep. So as we were saying about the history of this place, in 1946, a gentleman named Ben Baer, B-A-I-E-R, which I think is a take on the bear in Bear Pit, moved here from Missouri to Newhall, which is about 10 miles north in the Santa Clarita Valley. And he opened up a little, to-go stand for his barbecue. That's what he loved to do. He brought it out, his Missouri style, in quotations.
Do we know what, though, really quick, not to interrupt you, what Missouri style means, though?
It's a very saucy type of, like a very saucy, sweet barbecue sauce. Like Carolina style is very vinegary, also sweet, but it's got more of a vinegar tang to it. I'm not sure what Missouri is. I'm sure that's what he called it in the 40s. There wasn't really a whole lot of
foodies.
No one knew what barbecue was. I mean, he was one of the first ones to bring it kind of to this area, and so he came out here, opened a little stand in Newhall, and it went really well. There was a huge fanfare, and then the San Fernando Valley started popping off like they do. It was a very agricultural area up until that point. So they started forming little towns and stuff. It was starting to become like a little subsect of Los Angeles proper. Little communities were forming.
We talked about the growth when we went to the safari room.
Which is right down the street, by the way. We're in the same town the safari room was in, if you guys check out a previous video. So that same area is where we're at right now. And it was called Dennis Park when they first opened. And so when he opened his restaurant here, where we are right now, in 1958, this was Dennis Park. They didn't change the name of Dennis Park to Mission Hills until 1959.
That's so weird. I wonder why it changed.
Well, because Dennis Park was the name they gave it. It was from a housing community.
Right,
so Dennis Park was like, hey, buy your house in Dennis Park, And so it wasn't really, people didn't really like it because they didn't live in Dennis Park. Houses started popping up elsewhere. So to name the city after that one housing development was kind of, it angered people. So they all voted. I have a picture of, I'm going to post, of all of the votes against calling the place Dennis Park. I mean, it's like this one office that's just lined, the floor is lined with papers, like people were against it. So they named it Mission Hills in 1959. But Ben moved his restaurant down here, and he partnered with Don Caro. And you might know that name if you're especially in the West Coast. There's a chain of restaurants called Caro's.
Oh, yeah.
He was the guy that started the chain.
Oh.
So he partnered with them. They built this building, and Ben built a pit in the back. So now he had his own barbecue pit here. So he started slinging barbecue right out of this location.
And then does that mean that they are also grandfathered in for the health code?
Yes,
like,
the mesquite. He actually used local hardwoods
that's
for his meats. Yeah, so
like he's chopping down wood.
Yeah, he had
behind his house.
Yeah, I don't know if he's out there with a chainsaw himself, but he definitely had a wood purveyor that would use locally sourced hardwoods.
He sends the cooks down.
Yeah. Hey, I need some wood.
Chop the wood.
Where'd you get this wood? On the neighbor's house. No, it was actually really cool. I mean, it's everything about his barbecue style came from his roots in Missouri.
Now, talk to me about like a barbecue pit, right? Because I mean, immediately I start thinking about like something in the ground.
That's a good question. Think of a barbecue pit as more of an oven, where it has a lot more room, so that the heat is dissipated more evenly, because you're keeping it at a low temperature. When you smoke something, usually it's like an 18-hour cook time. At like around 200, 250, 225 degrees, depending on the person doing it. Everyone has their own, magic formula. But you cook it low and slow, and that helps keep all the fats and juices and stuff inside the meat. It doesn't cook off, and that's what makes it like fall off the bone, And everybody has their own style of rub, anybody has their own style of sauce. So it's kind of an interesting science to it. Having smoked a few things in my lifetime, it's
Matt's an amateur smoker.
Amateur, very amateur. So at one point in this restaurant's history, they hired Tennessee Ernie Ford to be a spokesman for this place, and it was a huge success. And
was he an actor?
No, he was a country musician. He was the one that sang 16 Tons.
You load the 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt.
Oh, my soul to the company store.
Yeah.
So he wrote and he was a very, very big country star, and they hired him to do some sponsorship here. So he was one of their first sponsors, and it was a huge success. People were coming out all the it was part of the reason that this place became such a very popular spot in the.
Is Missouri's not considered the South though? It's
no, St. Louis.
Midwest.
Yeah, the St. Louis has their own style of rib.
I want to know, Mr. History, how did barbecue migrate up to?
Well, I mean, barbecue. Any city that has a large meat production, lineage had
Missouri.
They have a steak, and they have a barbecue, and that's usually how it goes.
Interesting. So Tennessee makes this place a hit.
Yeah, it was popping off. And then, like I was saying, in the 50s, this place was really growing. The agricultural element kind of disappeared. Everything went north, and the restaurant grew, and they sold it in the early 60s to Reuben and B. Gordon were their names. A restaurateur couple that took over, and they owned restaurants before, and they opened a second and third location. The second location in Canoga Park, which is in the west part of the valley, kind of near like Woodland Hills and Chatsworth, very close to another restaurant we visited with a Munchbox in Northridge. And then they opened a third location in Glendale, which is very close to the first video that we shot at the Tam-O-Shanter. It's right there in that area. So you can kind of see how these places are starting to connect here in the city. And, they ran that store until, 1976, when the Burtons sold the restaurant again to Burton and Shirley Schatz. And they kept the traditions that had been, kept through since the opening, except Shirley added her new-fashioned barbecue sauce. So you can get the old-fashioned, or you can get the new-fashioned.
So she called it the new-fashioned?
It was new-fashioned, with quotations.
Oh, Shirley.
And that was a huge success.
It was good?
Yeah, it was. Everybody was clamoring for it. So that, again, marked this spot as a kind of a to-go place. Yeah, and so they ran it from the 1970 70.
So like every 20 years,
76.
it was like turning over.
Yeah, 76 to 88. They decided to sell it. They closed the Canoga Park location. They closed the Glendale location.
Wow.
And then they handed this original Mission Hills restaurant over to their son Andrew, and he ran it. Andrew ran it the same way, that his parents had, the same way that the Gordons had, the same way that Ben Bear. And eventually, we just learned in 2019, the restaurant was sold again to a restaurant conglomerate, and they have plans to expand the brand again throughout the city and maybe even outside of the state. We don't know. But for right now, the original location opened in the early 50s that we're sitting in right now is the only location of the Bear Pit that stands right now.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my God. Let me help you.
No, it's okay. I got it. Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
And it's you.
Oh.
I got a spare rib and hot link combo plate with beans, potato salad, and mac and cheese. And these are the sides of the barbecue sauce. This is the original. This is the sweet. And then Lindsay got a brisket sandwich.
Deep fried potatoes.
Yeah, those little tiny Yukons that they put in the fryer.
Mac and cheese. Sweet, regular, because I want to try each one.
And then we of course got a side.
Look how big this pieces of
their famous
bread.
garlic toast.
Yeah,
garlic cheese
this
toast.
is like the third restaurant that has famous garlic.
I think it's the fourth.
Fourth.
Give it a try.
I mean, again, it's just cheese and bread. It's weird to me that it's famous,
On the smokehouse scale,
Smokehouse is better.
smokehouse is better.
But I like the size of this bread. And you can get your sandwiches on this. That was an option that we did not take because we wanted to try just the bread itself. But I could have gotten my brisket on this. So I do like the size of it. But again, I don't know. It's like being impressed by plain pasta. To me, it's just cheesy bread. Is that, what I'm saying?
No, that's fair enough. That's a fair
That's good.
assessment. We're gonna dig into this food and hit you back when we're done here.
Yeah, buddy.
yeah.
We're bear pitting today.
Bear Pit.
It looks like flesh.
It's just dripping with juice and it's unbelievably good. You can taste the smoke. It's the original barbecue sauce on this is the way to go for me. And the nachos, that's super good. So here is a little bit of the sausage. These are really good. They're not overly hot. It's not painfully hot, but it's got enough heat that if you put it in a little barbecue sauce, it'll kind of level it out. Very good. Very juicy. The skin is cooked perfectly. Overall, some of the best Louisiana hot links I've had. And these were an addition that son Andrew put on the menu.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Good job, Andrew.
Where did you go, Andrew?
So I always ask the servers, what are you known for, or what do people love? And she said the brisket sandwich, which was my choice, was really, really popular. So you can get it on that garlic bread like we talked about, or on this rye. No, I'm sorry.
Sesame bun.
Sesame bun, not rye. And then, or there's also a French roll, I think, and then maybe something else. But it's pretty good. I mean, I don't really have a lot to compare it to. The sweet, she brought the sweet, and she brought the original. The sweet is actually bomb. That would be for me the barbecue. I would pick because it doesn't really taste like barbecue sauce to me, because barbecue sauce is very mesquite-y, kind of, right? So let me try this other one really quick. What do you think of the original, Matt?
I think it's amazing.
You love it? Yeah, totally different taste.
More of a traditional barbecue.
Traditional. But I really like it because I think if you are a barbecue fanatic, you'll love having the different choices. All right.
Give it a shot.
Give it a go. A bit
Just take a bite.
kind of like Arby's.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I think for barbecue, this is my jam.
Oh my gosh. Once again.
Wow, that was incredible. We have to say, Christina, our beautiful server who is having a baby in April, was her passion, her knowledge.
She was great.
Was unbelievable.
Incredible.
We do want to say though, as we were cashing out, because you bring your check up to pay, I was speaking with who I thought was a GM. She had mentioned she's the owner as well. So owner is on site. We are so impressed. Just makes us feel like, you know, again, these places have people who are passionate about carrying on, not the history, but also what makes it so good.
Yeah, this place is definitely one for the books, for sure.
Yeah, so that was, I just wanted to mention that because sometimes we, you know,
Yeah.
we always wanted to celebrate the owners.
Yeah.
Listen, so if you are a townie, you know though, before we go,
Yeah.
what do we need to do?
It's time for the Sasquatch Scale.
What do you think, Matt?
I'm going to give this place a solid, even-keeled 3 Sasquatches.
3, okay.
It's got,
Talk to me.
It's got booths. They were pretty comfy. I mean, nothing to write home about. It's got tables.
Mostly booths.
Yeah, mostly booths. A little bit roomy, a little bit lack of room for the knees. Though.
Yeah, my knees were hurting too. The tables move, which we like.
Yeah,
Listen,
preserved.
they opened up the doors to us. They were wonderful. They didn't know we were coming or who we are,
Right.
and it doesn't matter. You can tell that they treat all of their customers the same way. Please come check this place out.
Yeah.
They deserve the love.
All right, townies. Well, we're very happy you joined us today on our venture at the Bear Pit here in Mission Hills, California.
Because we're barely able to stand after that delicious meal.
We're going to need a hibernation nap. Too much?
Wow, yeah, this is getting awkward.
Obviously, you've liked and subscribed because this has been full of puns.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Speaking of which, if you haven't already, please click below, like and subscribe. It really helps us. It helps the channel. And by doing so, you're helping people like the owner of the Bear Pit get the word out about their spots. That's all we're trying to do. Make sure people know that these places are still going, still punching their way through all the modern conveniences and fast food environments.
And also all the new fads.
Guys, we're on to the next spot, like we are.
That's right. We'll
Join
see
us
you.
next time here on My Town Eats.
Bye-bye.